Coming up on Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, we visit Salem Country Club in Peabody, Massachusetts, as they prepare to again host the U.S. Senior Open in 2017. And we'll take a look at this Donald Ross gem that is consistently ranked as one of the top classic golf courses in America. Plus, we'll hear from the organizers and look back at the last time the event was played at Salem in 2001. Welcome to GolfDestination.tv, presented by Goslings of Bermuda. I'm Grace Dyslinski. The United States Senior Open returns to Salem Country Club in Massachusetts, and organizers and members are busily preparing for this USGA major.
The U.S. Senior Open is a major championship. You'll have the top 100 in the world competing in this championship. A lot of local golf professionals compete as well, with qualifiers all over the country. But the great names of the game, guys like, Freddie Couples, Tom Watson, who really wants to win this Senior Open championship. John Daly's a newcomer, Davis Love. I mean, it's all the top names in the game get a chance to come to New England and test their games at Salem Country Club. You know these players, you've seen them play on the PGA Tour, now you're seeing them play on PGA Tour champions, and it's your chance to interact with them, especially during the practice rounds. I really encourage people to come out here, see the players while they're practicing. They interact a lot more with the fans than really any other athletes I've ever seen in any sport during the entire championship, but especially during the practice rounds. It's a really good chance to see the game up close and be inspired to play better golf. Well, the USGA, it always starts with the golf course, and Salem Country Club is a classic Donald Ross design from the absolute peak of his career with the most amazing green complexes. And it's been a place that's really stood the test of time, and it's already had major championships. So it really made a lot of sense for the USGA to return to Salem Country Club. First up, on hospitality, we do have some amazing options, both on the golf course, where we have some really deluxe villas that are available. Still have one remaining in a very great location on Championship 18. We also have inside the wonderfully restored and gorgeous Salem Country Club clubhouse, we have several different levels of hospitality for all different size groups, from 5 or 6 people a day on up to 100 plus. So really we have all you'd want in entertainment for your top clients and guests and friends here at the U.S. Senior Open. Right now we have 2 ticket options that are available. First off, we have the Ouimet Trophy Club, named after, of course, Massachusetts' own Francis Ouimet. It's located on Championship 17, and it's an upscale pavilion that has food and beverage, climate-controlled area overlooking Championship 17, a really great ticket. And that's available for $225 for a weekly ticket. That's a great value. Then we also have right now a Flex 4-pack, which is 4 good any one-day tickets for $125. You can use those gallery tickets to get onto the golf course, see all the greatest players, sit in the stands, have the best seat in the house, all for $125. And that'll get you in either 4 days, or you can bring 3 buddies one day. So it's 4 good any one-day tickets. Also, kids 17 and under are admitted to the U.S. Senior Open Championship, complimentary with any ticketed adult. So you can bring the whole family out for a great time.
Mike Goggin is the Operations Director for the U.S. Senior Open at Salem, and he's here to explain what goes into the planning of a tournament of this magnitude.
A lot of people don't know that we're here for this long, getting set up for this long, and if something's going wrong, then folks will start to ask questions about, who's in charge of this or who's doing that. So my job is to make sure that no one knows that I exist. Logistics on an event of this magnitude they're difficult because, unlike going to Fenway, Foxborough, these properties aren't built to take in 120,000 people over the course of a week. So we need to kind of create an environment where we can get people here. So really that's the key, is transportation, parking, and then we will build all the way in to a property where we're going to be trying to walk 25,000 people a day through a very tight old golf course. We do have the unique advantage of being able to look back at 2001 and utilize some of what really went well. It was a huge success in 2001 as a sellout, and we were basically maxed out. We squeezed everything in we could. So what worked well in 2001, we'll certainly try to redo. General admission tickets will allow you to walk the entirety of the property to see every single hole from tee to green. There will be bleacher structures set up on many of the holes where you'll be able to sit and watch the play come through. If you want to follow the groups, you'll be able to do that right alongside the fairways of every hole. There will be concessions and restroom areas, and if you want to do the full walk of a few miles through 18 holes with a player, you can do that. And then there are other options like the Trophy Club on 17, which is an upgraded ticket option with air conditioning and food and drink for purchase. There's hospitality that continues on up all the way into the clubhouse, where you'll be able to wine and dine your clients and hospitality guests for the entire week with food and beverage included, and great views of 18 and 10 and 9. So really a lot of options on any number of levels. But I think the best value, the general ticket comparatively to what you'd do at a sporting event here in New England, you can't beat this deal. The parking is free. We bring you right into the property. You bring the whole family. Children 17 and under are admitted free with a ticketed adult. So for the cost of parking at Fenway, you can bring the whole family out essentially. There are a lot of participating groups that really make this thing possible, but really the membership and the club are first and foremost. Greg Sincata, the general manager here, has really opened his arms to us and been a great asset for us. The city of Peabody has really shown a lot of support for the event. We'll have 20,000 people coming in and out of this place every day. Logistically, it's very difficult to run this event, but with our experience and what we've brought, and based off of what we've done in 2001, I think we're going to see a really great championship.
Ahead, we'll take an aerial tour of the 18 holes at the prestigious Salem Country Club. Plus, we'll hear what the membership does to help make the tournament a success.
The U.S. Senior Open is coming to historic Salem Country Club in June of 2017. Come see many of golf's greatest champions as they compete for one of the game's most prestigious titles. Don't miss your chance to witness history. Purchase tickets today at 2017USSeniorOpen.com.
Welcome back to GolfDestination.tv, presented by Goslings of Bermuda. I'm Grace Dislinski. The success of the tournament involves so many people, including the tournament staff, volunteers, and of course, members.
The way that the 2017 U.S. Senior Open came to Salem Country Club was we asked the USGA if it would consider coming back here for another national championship, and they were thrilled with the request because this is one of their favorite sites. And so from that point, we work with the USGA officials who are in charge of both outside the ropes and inside the ropes for this particular event. They've been out here, they've viewed the golf course with us, they played a couple of rounds of golf out here. They were very pleased with the golf course as it is. They did not request any changes, but they were also very pleased with what we have just done last fall, which was to restore the size and shape of all 18 greens the way Donald Ross designed them back in 1925. It all sort of arose from Johnny Miller's comment when he was doing the Sunday commentary in 2001, when he noted that all the greens at Salem were either circular or oval. Through the good efforts of our green committee, we got involved with Ron Force, who has done some work for us from time to time, going back I think to 1996. And Ron did a wonderful job interpreting the designs. And then Jerry Deemer, who does a lot of construction work with Ron Force, he was fantastic. The work involves going back to the size and shape of Ross's greens. The interior portions of the greens, which are wonderful, we didn't touch. We didn't touch any of the turf on the greens. But what we did do was restore the size and shape, and that resulted in 16 of the greens becoming larger and 2 of the greens becoming smaller. It resulted in all 18 greens becoming more difficult, I can tell you that. We're just about 1 year out, and it's become real for everybody. And we're really excited about it, and the club is starting to get behind the event in a big way, and all is going very well. Right now, it's obvious that there's a lot of activity going on. We're involved in selling corporate hospitality. We are now in the middle of a recruitment of volunteers. We'll need some 2,500 to 3,000 volunteers that will serve under 33 committees. and those volunteers come from all over the country. I think it's fair to say that Salem Country Club is one of the few golf clubs in the country who have had 6 national championships, and this will be our 6th national championship. We have one of the premier golf courses in the entire country, Donald Ross design, and the opportunity to have the best senior players in the world come here and play it. Some 100,000 people come here to watch it. That is an opportunity that should not be missed by anyone.
Thanks, Bill. Now let's take a look at the championship front 9, keeping in mind that the members' front and back 9s are reversed at the pleasure of the USGA for the Senior Open, at one of Donald Ross's finest gems, the Salem Country Club. The championship first hole doesn't require driver. The real challenge here is on the second shot, downhill to a green that slopes off on all sides. The green, like virtually all of the Salem putting surfaces, slopes back to front, typical of Ross's style. The championship second is converted from a short par 5, a soft dogleg to the right, to a big-time par 4 for the Open. A fade off the tee sets up an approximately 200-yard approach to a wide but somewhat shallow green. This was the toughest hole on the course for the 2001 U.S. Senior Open. Championship number 3 is a short but beautiful par 3. You hit off an elevated tee to a 2-tiered green with bunkers guarding the front.
The 4th hole of the championship. It's a very short par 4. Everybody's going to be hitting pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron into it, but once they get on that green, it becomes a whole new game. The green probably got 3 or 4 different tiers in it, and basically 2 putting for a par is going to be a good score on that hole. It is one of the most difficult greens on the golf course, and it was a big challenge in 2001. I expect it to be the same this time.
Championship number 5 is one of Salem's 2 200-yard plus par 3s. Straightforward, bunkers left and right, but an opening in front, common with most Ross holes, to a wide and deep green. At 525 yards, championship number 6 is Salem's longest hole, a bending 5-par left, where accuracy is the key demand to a slightly elevated funnel-shaped green. A small meandering brook is sometimes in play off the tee, and it is reachable in 2. Championship number 7 is a straightaway par 4 that is all about the slightly raised green, one of the most undulating on the course. On championship number 8, we'll need to decide whether to lay up atop the hill or try and bomb it over the hill and face a much shorter approach to yet another testing green. This is the only inverted bowl-shaped putting surface a la Pinehurst's number 2 green on the course. Conclude the front 9 back at the clubhouse with an uphill dogleg right par 4, requiring a short iron approach to one of the course's sharpest sloping greens back to front. We'll show you the back 9 next, but have you visited the social networks of Golf Destination? We're on all of the popular apps at Golf Destination. We're always on.
The 2017 U.S. Senior Open at Salem Country Club, June 26 to July 2nd, 2017.
Welcome back to GolfDestination.tv, presented by Goslings of Bermuda. I'm Grace Dyslinski. Let's finish up our round at Salem Country Club as we head to the championship back 9. The championship 10th hole at Salem is arguably the course's tightest driving hole. Land your tee shot on the flat right side of the fairway. Like most everywhere here at Salem, short is better than long with the approach. The championship 11th is the only dogleg left on the backside. The medium-length par 4 requires a restrained tee shot, then an exact approach to a wide double-level green. The championship 12th is a short par 3 that demands precision, with a short iron to a quick green. Beauty in simplicity. Championship number 13 is a dogleg right that's not long, but will leave you with a demanding and accurate short iron approach to a slippery back-to-front putting surface. The 14th is probably the best birdie opportunity on the course. A relatively short, straight-ahead 5-par to a slightly elevated green that may be the flattest on the course. Players lost ground here in 2001 when they made 5, but very reachable in 2. Championship 15 is the long one-shotter on the back, a downhill 200-yarder, bunkered front left and right. Heading for home for the last 3 holes, Championship 16 is a slight dogleg left, up a steep hill to one of the largest and most difficult greens Ross built here. Championship number 17, one of the 2-member par 5s converted to a long par 4 for the Senior Open. It's a straightaway to a slightly elevated green, requiring a long approach.
I think the pros will remember every hole out here because they're all good, but the one they'll especially remember will be Championship 18. It's going to be quite a closing hole. They've lengthened that hole as well by about 30 to 40 yards. It's in the vicinity of about 470 yards from all the way back into an east wind, over water. It will be all the players can handle.
Now, here are the vital statistics for Salem Country Club. The gold tees stretch to just over 6,900 yards with a rating of 73.5 and a slope of 134. The blue markers measure in at 6,510 yards with a rating of 72.1 and 131 slope. You can learn more about Salem's unique history at salemcountryclub.org. And for more information about the 2017 U.S. Senior Open, visit 2017ussenioropen.com. Next, we get the Avidia Bank NEPGA teaching segment with Salem's Kirk Hainfield, when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
The U.S. Senior Open is coming to historic Salem Country Club in June of 2017. Come see many of golf's greatest champions as they compete for one of the game's most prestigious titles. Don't miss your chance to witness history. Purchase tickets today at 2017ussenioropen.com.
This teaching tip by a New England PGA teaching professional is brought to you by Avidia Bank.
Hi, this is Kirk Hainfield coming from Salem Country Club, site of the 2017 U.S. Senior Open, where I am the Director of Instruction. Today we're going to talk about ball position and why that's important and how it has to vary and alter from one club to another. Today I have a 9-iron in my hand, a relatively short club. Where I want to play this golf ball is really in the middle of my stance. So as I get into my setup position here, I'm going to place the club down first, and then I'm going to take an equidistant stance, both left and right foot, to get that golf ball to be right in the middle of my stance. Now that we have a hybrid in my hand, this club is a little bit longer than that 9-iron, so we're going to move this golf ball a little bit more forward in our stance. Now that I have a driver in my hand, longest club in the bag, we're going to want to make an accommodation with ball position by playing it well forward in our stance. So as it relates to ball position, it's important to be able to place the golf ball in your stance correctly, depending on what length club that you have. Coming from Salem Country Club, this is Kirk Hainfield.
The 2001 event was such a fantastic event, the largest event that the North Shore of Boston had seen, and really since the '84 event. Worked with a great group of members here at the club who really took ownership and took great pride in hosting the event.
I remember having Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer here, which was very exciting. I think it was one of the last times the 4 of them were together playing.
The greatest thrill that I had was watching my son come up championship number 9, caddying for Bill Plager. On that hole, Bill Plager made a crazy putt. You can see the green behind me is a very, very difficult green. And he walked over to my son with a big smile, and my son returned the smile. That's something I'll never forget. Jack Nicklaus on Saturday made a big move. And in fact, as the storm clouds were coming in, Nicholas just barely finished his round. I think he got within one of the lead, and he stayed within one of the lead up until the last 3 or 4 holes. And there's no question that added all kinds of excitement.
Made a couple of mistakes, and I probably shouldn't have made. And you know, sometimes those things would turn out right, sometimes they don't. And the shots I played didn't turn out right. And they just, you know, it's that kind of golf course too, though. You're going to having to manufacture some shots, and they just didn't quite all come out the way I wanted them. Standing on the 10th green, and I turned around and I said, you know, hey, I'm a little nervous. And I said, no, that's good. That's fun. Fun coming down the stretch. It's fun being in the hunt. It's fun giving yourself a chance. And I certainly did that. And the more times that I do that in the future, the better I'm going to play.
We hope you've enjoyed our look at the 2017 U.S. Senior Open at Salem Country Club. If you'd like more information, visit 2017USSeniorOpen.com. There you can find ticket and hospitality information and everything else you need. Thanks for joining us on GolfDestination.tv, presented by Goslings of Bermuda. I'm Grace Dislinski, and we'll see you next time.